So today I would like to talk about a topic that is very commonplace in immigrant communities in North America. And today's story is coming from Canada, an area in Canada called the GTA, the Greater Toronto Area. And this is about police brutality and how policing in the black community is different from in other communities. So this is what I'd like to talk about today: policing of black or immigrants in Canada. Let's talk about it. So the video that I will be reacting today is coming out of Canada. It's coming out of an area called the GTA, which is the Greater Toronto Area. And this video is highlighting one of the problems that we've been having in Toronto for decades, and is police brutality and how the difference in the way how police do their work in strong immigrant community, what they would refer to as so-called visible minority community, as opposed to other areas, in particular black people from the Caribbean or from African nations. So this video that I'm going to react to today is a Jamaican. It took place in a Jamaican restaurant, and it seemed to be what, like, a Jamaican guy was in the restaurant having lunch and this happened. So let's take a look.
God.
Don't put your hand on my face.
Don't touch me, bro. No one did nothing. Why you want what? No one did nothing, bro. Like, come on.
All I'm saying is stay back. That's it, bro.
Boss, you alright?
Stay back, bro.
Yo, look at him. Look at fucking him.
You guys shut down my business. That's what you guys did. You guys shut down my business.
Who the fuck is that, bro? This boy
Nobody wants to come in here.
He told
I
me he was
support
gone
us.
last week,
None of
man.
you guys.
Now I understand why you think you're gone.
No, you call them outside.
He wasn't outside. He was not
You didn't
outside.
call nobody. You guys
You
walked.
guys tell him here for
How long was he sitting there?
What you talking
Yo,
about?
you guys are full of shit.
Bro, you know you're not
He's knocked out. He was knocked out.
Stop.
This, you can't tell me what to do. No, you can't tell me. This is my
Yo, shit. Sorry, let me get up. Let me get up.
Outside.
Yo, talk to you, shit. Yo,
Yo, you know, you guys sit there.
No, I'm
Like, come on. No, that's not how you guys
Back
treat
up.
don't touch me. I'm talking.
Back up. You can talk to them over there if you want. You can't be this close though.
unprofessional.
Okay, then you have to move back, bro.
You think nobody's gonna want to come to this restaurant again after this?
Brother, what that's for?
Come on. Yo, like, seriously?
Yo, you could have given anything better, brother. Man, come in, come talk to me. Fuck with that.
The man sit down here so he don't watch TV.
There was no script.
Somebody take what? What?
Bro, stop
What
lying.
did that for the court?
Stop lying, bro. Stop
Every
lying.
fucking thing is on video, bro.
You know you
Everything
fucked
is
up.
on
Stop
video.
lying, bro.
Everything on video. There's nothing on the
Bro,
counter,
stop
brother.
lying.
But you must smile.
You know you fucked up.
You must smile like I suck before the girl above the side here.
Yo, the only thing you guys have.
People like pulling up in the
Gun brother,
bumper.
gun brother, come out and out.
Yes, so as you can see from that video, that the guy in the video seemed to had like a beat down from those police officers. And this is bringing back this conversation on the table about how police operate in these communities. And another thing about technology and how technology is exposing these type of behavior in modern times, because this was a Jamaican restaurant. Guy was allegedly like sitting there eating, and the police officers came in. And from what you heard in the video from the other guys in there that was defending him and making sure that the police did not go further than what they did, that the guy was knocked out completely. And this is, I must say, Canada is a very safe country, and we don't have a lot of issues in terms of crime, even though crime and violence have been on the rise for the past 5 years. We have seen a lot of car theft. We have seen a lot of jewelry heists, like jewelry stores. Like every weekend, there is a jewelry store robbery in Canada right now, like in particular in the province of Ontario. Crime is on the rise. I'm not going to be hypocritical and say that a lot of these crimes that are happening in the city is not perpetrated by young black men. Like, I would be a hypocrite to sit here and say that is not the case. But what I'm talking about today is that the large number of crimes that's happening, in particular in Ontario, and we see the difference in how the perpetrators of these crimes are dealt with. In most cases, when it's like a young black man, we see these men going in the back of a police car, bloody and bruised and beaten to a pulp. On the other hand, when we see young men from other race, like going into police car, like for some reason, they are able to apprehend these perpetrators without any injuries. But when it's a young black man, it is different. And I'm not going to sit here and say that if young black men are involved in crime, that they should not be apprehended and taken to jail and the justice system takes its course. The problem in our community, as I said, predominantly black community or community of what they call visible minority, is that we see the brutal force in which the police officers come in, and we don't see the same energy for other perpetrators of crime. And in Canada also, we talk about how the police officers, it seems like they're not even doing much. And here's another clip of a reaction from the opposition leader on how policing is happening in Canada. Let's take a look.
In Brampton, we sit down with these business leaders. They come in. The guy says, wake up in the morning, my car's stolen. So good news is I put an air tag in it. He says, so I followed the air tag, and it took me all the way to a rail yard. So he jumped the fence, and he followed the app on his phone. And he got to a shipping container that was on a train, and he said, well, there's my car. It's in that shipping container. Well, some authorities came running over, and he said, oh, thank God you're here. You were there up front for this. He said, thank God you're here. You can help me get my car out of that shipping container. And they said, no. You're not supposed to be here. We're charging you a fine. And then, as he was being assessed the fine, the rail cars started moving. And they went to Montreal. The shipping container got on a boat and was shipped off to the Middle East, so he lost his car and paid a fine for trying to get it back. Another guy the same day told us, you were there for this too, he got up in the morning, his car was gone. So he called 911, and they said, well, we're not going to be there for a while because it's a very busy day in Brampton. And he's looked out the window, and he said, they're back, they're stealing my second car. And so he says, well, I'm going to go out and get them. He said, no, don't do that. Well, then you come here now and stop them. They said, no, we've got so much going on today. It's going to be 45 minutes before we arrive. Just let them take the car. That's how insane it is.
Yes, so that was the opposition leader talking about car theft in Canada, how ridiculous it is. Like, if your car is being stolen, you cannot do anything about it, and police officers refuse to even show up and do anything about it. And it's been a problem in Canada for, as I said, at least 4 years now. And living in Canada, you can tell the perpetrators of these crimes without even seeing an image on the evening news. Whenever you're watching the evening news and you hear a certain crime, you can just say to yourself, like, I know the type of person that would be involved in this crime. And one of the problem that we have been having, not only in Canada, it seemed to be a North American issue because America is facing the same issue, is that there would be like 1,000 crime reported in a week. And the perpetrators of the crime, just say of the 1,000 crime in 1 week, 200 were perpetrated by black young men. Those crimes that were perpetrated by young black men, those crimes would be plastered over the news, and the other 800, you won't know about those crimes unless you have information like it happened in your community, you experience it, but then you go home to see the evening news and it's not there. So the conversation is that, are they trying to just put on the evening news just to put black faces up there as if most of the crime that's been committed in Canada and in America are perpetrated by young black men, even though when you look on the reports that if you go and search, you will see that majority of the crimes are not necessarily perpetrated by young black men, but they become the face of criminality in North America. So guys, sound off in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this. Do you think young black men in North America are being targeted or being made to be the face of crime and violence in North America when it's not the case? Sound off in the comment section and let me know what you think. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content. And remember, peace. I'm out.